Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing another Degrassi unpopular opinions video. I did one of these maybe like a year and a half ago. It's been some time. We went through a couple seasons. So let's do another one. As you guys know, season 10 of Rewatching Degrassi just ended and season 11 will be starting July 6th. In all of June, we're going to be having Degrassi content. Not Rewatching Degrassi, but it's going to be some fun Degrassi content. I don't know what that was. I talked about the June schedule of videos in the last Rewatching Degrassi video, but I'm also going to pin it in the comments down below of all the videos we're going to be doing in June, and we're starting off with this one. Also, when this video gets posted, it will be June 1st, so happy Pride Month to my fellow gays and days and everybody in between. Be who you are for your pride. Don't hide. Ooh. Did I or did I not eat? You can't say I didn't eat because I will block you. So think about it. Anyways, we're not gonna have this intro be too long because I actually got a surprisingly large amount of submissions. I actually got exactly 99. So I'm gonna try to get through all of them. I can't promise I will, and I'm sure some probably will be repeats, but we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it because I have a lot to get through. So let's start. Here's the first one. Sean and Ellie were a better couple than Sean and Emma. Sean coming back for Emma made no sense since when he left, he was with Ellie. Plus, it could have added some much needed drama to the boring college storyline. I don't know. I think I prefer Sean and Emma over Sean and Ellie. Even though I feel like Sean and Ellie do match up better. But I don't know. I think it's just the classicness of Sean and Emma that gets me. However, it would have been juicy and interesting if Sean came back wanting to be with Ellie, because that would add some drama. Like season 6, season 7. Oh my god, that would have been iconic. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. Might not even be an unpopular opinion, but season 10 is that peak era, the start of it rather, of Degrassi. I mean, I don't really know where we're gonna go from here, but season 10 was really good. Like, really, really good. Like I said, don't want to talk too much about it. I talked about this in my last video, but we are doing a ranking seasons video. The last video before we do season 11 of Rewatching Degrassi, so I will talk about it more there. But season 10 is really good. I always heard that it was like a renaissance for the show, like it really brought it back, and I have to agree. Every different era or group of seasons on Degrassi have different color schemes to me. Like season 6 and 7 is dark blue and dark gray, which reflects the nature of the season, and 10 is definitely red and other colors that match the Shock in the Water music video. I can see that, definitely. Like season 6 and 7 always had that dark feeling to it, especially season 7 with the Lakers cast coming out. So I can definitely see how you would think like season 6 and 7 has that dark energy, while red really does match season 10. Like red is fiery and season 10 was definitely fiery. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but Eclair is a bad ship. They don't work well together. I mean, I've only seen what we've seen so far in season 10. I think they work, but Eli has to get some help. He has to get some help immediately before they can do anything else. I prefer to rewatch seasons 10 to 12 over seasons 1 to 5. I mean, I feel like this depends on when you watch the show. Like I feel like I prefer to watch the earlier seasons just because that's what I grew up on. And I mean, I never watched seasons 10 through 12 until now, but I honestly feel like it's kind of like a preference. I feel like people who watch classic Degrassi, or I guess Degrassi The Next Generation, first few seasons, love to rewatch those seasons over the newer ones, and kind of vice versa. But I mean, I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. Too much of the earlier seasons of TNG copy storylines from Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High. It's really jarring when watching in chronological order. I don't know, I think I might have to disagree, because while they do repeat some storylines, I feel like when they repeat a storyline, they do it to match the time era of when that show came out. Like I'm trying to think off the top of my head, is really hard, of a storyline that repeated from classic Degrassi to like modern Degrassi. Hold on, let me think. I'm gonna cut out me thinking. I still can't think of one off the top of my head, but I feel like I know for a fact, like definitely storylines have been repeated, but it was twisted and made different to match the era of when that show came out, you know? Ooh. I read this one and I got fucking read down. You should stop calling this chapter of the series rewatching because it's getting more and more obvious each reaction that you aren't aware of most storylines and what's to come. I've been at odds with this within myself for a very long time. Really when I started season 9, honestly, because even season 9 I watched it growing up, but I didn't really remember it that well. Like I was like, is this really rewatching Degrassi, considering that I'm not actually rewatching this, I'm just watching it? And it's kind of like I'm lying. It's kind of clickbait. So I think starting with season 11, as much as I don't want to, because I just don't want to change the name, but we're going to change the name. We're going to drop the re part out of rewatching Degrassi. For the remainder of the series, we're just going to be calling it watching Degrassi because it makes sense. Like, why would I call it rewatching Degrassi if I'm not rewatching the show? You know what I'm saying? So whoever submitted this, shout out to you because you really got me together and you really got me to change the name after fighting with it for like 2 years. So shout out to you. I adore Holly J and Sav. They were so good for each other. As you guys watched me throughout season 10, I wasn't really feeling Holly J and Sav at the beginning, but after like, 30 episodes, I finally got it. And as soon as I got it, they broke up. So I feel like that was personal to me. I feel like they personally did that because they knew that it was going to take a while for me to warm up to it. And as soon as I did, they snatched it from me. So yeah, we kind of have beef right now, but I don't want to talk about it. I still wish we can see who Heather Sinclair really is after we saw a glimpse of her in season 4 in a yoga class with Mr. Oleander. It would be cool to see what Heather looks like, but I kind of like that she's just like this mythical creature that walks the halls of Degrassi, or once walked the halls. The fact that Holly J still talks about her sporadically, even though the classic cast is gone, is so awesome. But I don't blame you for wanting to know what she looks like. It's like, as much as people talk about it, you want to see it for yourself. So it makes sense. Besides a select few of the characters, literally everyone in Degrassi is a fake ass friend. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be friends with any of them. You know the rest of them damn school hates most of the characters featured in the show. That's how I imagine you typed it. Everyone has done some shady shit to their friends on Degrassi, but you all... And I have to do this for myself too. I mean, okay, so I was gonna blame it on the fact that they're high school students, but even me in high school, I wouldn't do nowhere near half or even 3/4 of the shit that they do on the show. But it's also a TV show, so you have to have drama. So, I mean, I get it, but we need the drama. Peter sucked, but he was sort of a good boyfriend. Considering what went on with Emma and Darcy, he handled both situations better than most would. I mean, I still don't feel like he was ever a good boyfriend. I mean, as a boyfriend, you should be there for your girlfriend when she's going through something traumatic. Like Emma with her eating disorder and Darcy being SA'd. Like, I mean, that's kind of like what you should do as a support person, you know? But when it came to just like normal shit, like... y'all not gonna get me to like Peter. I mean, I won't say I dislike Peter. I definitely like him a lot more than I did in the seasons that, you know, when he first got on the show. But I mean, he's still like a 4 out of 10 character for me. Like, I'm not missing him now that he's gone. Spinner and Marco should have been the ones to get married in the Degrassi Meets Manhattan movie. I mean, that's kind of a trope, you know, friend comes out, the other friend is a little homophobic, but turns out he also likes to get, you know, kissed by boys, and then they end up together, but it's kind of like traumatic, and then they finally like get on good terms and they get married. That would have been so cute. But you know what? I kind of like that Spinner is straight because I love seeing a gay guy and a straight guy be friends without it being anything more or like, oh, is he gay or whatever. So kind of like that Spinner's just a straighty. But it's fine. The school shooting episode is as good as it is, but I would have wished to see if it was Spinner that got shot instead. It did change his life to start getting a redemption arc, but imagine what it would have been like if he got shot and was near death because he's a bully. I think it would have been interesting to see that. I think it would have been interesting to see that as well, but I think the show did something a little better by showing what your bullying does. Like, I mean, Jimmy does get shot, and he did bully Rick at one point, but also it was clear as day that Jimmy was like finally starting to see like, hey, we shouldn't treat this guy like this. And he was actually being nice to Rick. And I think the show shows like what your bullying can do to your friends. Like, even though you didn't get the, you know, effect of it, in this case being shot, your friend got shot and it was kind of your fault. You know what I'm saying? I just hate that it has to be Jimmy because like the one black lead character. I mean, we had Liberty and Hazel, but I just hate that Jimmy got shot in season 4 because I feel like that really stunted his character because he didn't really do much of importance after season 4. Declan did essay Holly J, and I feel like they just brushed past it and made excuses. I mean, I kind of felt like that too. You guys watched that episode with me. Like, I didn't know exactly how to feel in the moment. Ooh, excuse me. I didn't know how to feel in a moment because the way it was presented, it was like he was really pressuring her to do it. And she clearly didn't want to do it, but they did it anyway. And then when she felt regret afterwards, like, I feel like that's like prime definition, but honestly, I'm no expert. So I don't want to say like maybe she, I don't know, it's very confusing. It's very confusing to talk about. It was a very confusing watch. I can see how you feel that way because that's kind of how I felt too. Do you feel sorry for Allie after what she went through in season 9 and after what she did in season 10? I mean, I've always felt sorry for Allie. I really like Allie. She's my girl. Some of the stuff that she does is self-inflicted though, and one thing that we have not really seen her do yet is own up to her part in things. I feel like her coming back to Degrassi and wanting to pass the school tests for Simpson was kind of her trying to, you know, apologize for her behavior. But I think internally she needs to be like, yo, yes, these guys I fuck with ain't shit. Johnny ain't shit. Drew ain't shit. But, you know, I made some decisions too that weren't smart. And I think she will eventually get there. Y'all, there's 99 submissions. I'm only 16 in. Y'all did y'all big one. Shout out to y'all. Derek and Bruce are pure evil and they're the worst villains in Degrassi history. And I really feel bad for Jane after she got beat up by them. Except Jane's cheating storyline. Yeah, Derek, the heel turn of Derek. I mean, he was always kind of an ass. Like, literally his first episode on the show was him being an ass to Jimmy because he was in a wheelchair and thought he couldn't coach basketball. But he did kind of make a little turnaround, but no, after season 8, he literally just turned into the devil. And Bruce the Moose, fuck him. I don't really even have anything to say about him. Jane, her cheating on Spinner was horrible and so out of left field. Didn't really make sense. Declan doesn't seem like her type. Like, I don't know. It was very weird. But yeah, of course I feel bad for Jane for getting beat up. Like, she didn't deserve that at all. Oh! This one was so to the point that it literally took my breath away. Manny is overrated. I mean, it's your opinion. You have your opinions. Manny and Spinner should have been given a chance to be a couple longer than they were. I don't agree. I didn't like them together. It didn't make sense. Probably, you know what? I was about to lie. I was about to say something and lie, so let me not say it. But no, I didn't really care for them as a couple. I didn't really like any of Manny's couplings, to be quite honest with you, so yeah. Unpopular opinion. I stopped liking JT after season 2. I was sad he died because he was a core member, but I feel like he wasn't that nice to Toby when he was trying too hard to be cool. Then the whole Rick thing. I found him to be condescending at times. Also, I didn't think him and Liberty were that epic as a couple, but they were cute in seasons 1 and 2. I can definitely see how you feel that way because JT did have kind of a change up, I want to say around season 3. Like when he started dating Manny, when he started getting a lot closer with Paige as a friend. Like when he started to get his cool status. He did change, especially the way he treated Toby. And then the whole Liberty thing and pregnancy and he had some changes. I feel like it's a very common change, I guess you can say. Like I've known people who middle school, early high school, they were kind of like jokesters. But as they got older, they became a little bit more mature. They had some things go on and now they're distanced from their old friends. Like I see that happen. I feel like it's a very accurate representation of like that class clown turned serious guy trope. Yeah, I can see how you feel that way. Sean and Ellie were better than Sean and Emma. I think we said that. I think that was the very first one. I gotta remember these because we're 20 in. I've gotta remember. Allie and Drew should have ended up together. Darcy was genuinely one of the characters in all of The Next Generation. She was mean and annoying, but the time season 8 came, she became more mature and much more developed. She quite literally carried season 7 on her back. I'll always love her. You know, Darcy isn't, like, she's not my favorite character by any means, but she was a very good character for the show. I really wish she would have stayed on a bit longer to, like, help Claire through some of her mess. But she did go on to do 90210, the actress, and that show eats down. So I can't be too mad that she left Degrassi, but I mean, I think at the end of the day, Degrassi lasted longer than 90210, because 90210 had like 5 seasons. But I think Degrassi was still airing. But even if Degrassi was still airing, Darcy would have been graduated and off the show. But I mean, At the end of the day, I do like Darcy. I think she's a great character. Ooh, it's long. Okay, dramatic annoying characters are my favorite kind of characters, so I'm a huge fan of characters like Claire, Emma, Darcy, and even Ashley. Oh my god, I see a U in favorite. Are you non-American? I'm just kidding. Even though they can be extremely annoying and problematic, they make good drama. Obviously, we can love and hate who we want, but I feel like a lot of people hold things against these characters when they are teenagers. They'll obviously make bad decisions, but it really makes them so relatable. Now, of course, Emma dating Peter was insanely messed up, and Darcy definitely did almost ruin Simpson's career. However, you have to admit that they created great drama. TLDR, hold characters accountable, but also appreciate how crazy they can be because they're hella entertaining. I agree. I mean, if I ever say I hate a character, I mean I don't like the actions they're doing, but that doesn't mean I don't want them to do these actions because it is giving us drama. I'm just like, I don't really like the way you're handling this right now, but you are providing drama. I mean, I've always liked Darcy. Like, I always thought she was pretty good. Emma and Ashley, you know, I'm not even going to talk too much about these characters because one of the videos this month is ranking the characters, and I will talk about them more in that video. I actually liked Johnny and Allie together when I originally watched that season at like 14. Keyword, 14. Watching that as a teenager, I can see why you might like it, but watching that as an adult, once you hit 18, you should watch that and be like, that's fucked up, and no. Speaking of no, look behind me. The Rodeo Chitlin Circuit. I went to Cowboy Carter this weekend, and it was epic. Oh, I can't stop thinking about it. Beyonce, the woman that you are, the mother that you are, literally. Blue Ivy, the next supreme. Like, get with it or get lost. Ashley is not that annoying, and when she is annoying, it is usually for a valid reason. I've been rewatching some of the earlier seasons to do the ranking seasons video, and I've rewatched season 1, and I can say some of the things that she was annoying about was valid, but that was just season 1. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking about when JT ran for president and Toby was like helping him, obviously to spite Ashley, and Ashley was just like, bro, like, you moved into my house, you're like, I have to share my bathroom with you, I have to share all these things with you. I just really wanted to run for president and have this be my thing, and now you're trying to do it too. Like, I can see why that's annoying, but that's just season 1. I feel like in later seasons she does like kind of just do stuff that's kind of annoying. Like when, okay, I'm not going to talk about this moment because ranking video coming soon. I was about to talk about another season 1 moment. Everyone moved past Fiona kissing Declan way too fast. I mean, not the incest. Not the incest. I've never gotten a hype around Sean and Emma. Yes, they're cute, but they're not jaw-dropping of a good ship. This is like the third one that's like, Sean and Emma's not that great. I mean, this is my hot take. I don't care for most relationships on the show. There's not really many relationships where I like both of them together. Sometimes I like one and don't like the other. Sometimes I like them both and still don't like them together. Like how I was with Sav and Holly J at first. Like, hot take, most of the couples I really don't care for. So I like Sean and Emma mostly just of the nostalgia of it all. Sean and Ellie probably were better together, but honestly at the end of the day I didn't really care for both of the couples. So shoot me. I don't hate Spinner and Emma the way most people do, and I actually think they're kind of cute and would have been so much more popular if they built them up just a little bit. Key words. If they built them up just a little bit. The fact that we maybe seen Emma and Spinner interact 4 times in 9 seasons, and then throughout an hour and a half program they're married. And I mean, some people get married after like 2 weeks and they last a lifetime, but we've watched these two grow up. They never interacted, they never showed any interest, they don't even really go together, and they ended up married. Like, no one's gonna convince me that that was good. I'm sorry, no one's gonna convince me that. I'd rather them date. Maybe just date. Manny and Jay are my favorite ship of all time. Well, that's a opinion. That's an opinion. I disagree. JT's death is a little too overhyped for me. Oh, like, was it crazy? Sure. But people being still distressed over it is a force. If you watch Degrassi growing up, and then one of the like core members who's been on part of the show since the first season was killed violently. I think that's what does it. That he was killed in such a violent manner. It'd be different if he got in like a car accident or he got like really sick. He was stabbed, like stabbed at a birthday party for the girl that he loved. Like, I think that's what does it. It's not necessarily the death, it's the context of it all. So, I mean, this is definitely an opinion, but I think I disagree. Like, it is traumatic. It's very traumatic. I don't like Sean at all. Mostly all we get is the vague, he's had a hard life, and there's... Why do I read some of these like this? And are expected to sympathize because of it. This is degrassi. Everyone has trauma. You're not special. Make better decisions. There was an era of Sean that I didn't like when he was hanging out with Jay. This like season 3, 4 era, but like season 1, 2, when he comes back, I like Sean. The one really bad thing I can think that he did, which is like one of the worst things anyone has ever done on the show, is steal Snake's laptop while he literally is fighting cancer. Like, that was horrible. But I mean, I can't really think off the top of my head like any really bad thing besides like season 3 and 4 era that Sean did to make people wouldn't like him. To make people wouldn't like him, does Eric know English? Maybe. First of all, I wanted to say I really enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Going back to Degrassi, Holly J and Stav are cute together. Emma and Sean should have been in-game, and Spinner and Jane should have been in-game. That cheating storyline was stupid, but I guess it's just to show that life can be unexpected. As I mentioned earlier, I do like Holly J and Stav now, even though they're now broken up. This is the first time we saw someone like Emma and Sean together and want them to be in-game. Spinner and Jen... What? What is wrong with me? Spinner and Jane definitely should have been in game. Like I said earlier, Jane cheating on him so out of left field didn't make sense, ruined the whole relationship. I think every pregnancy plotline on Degrassi TNG should have ended in abortion like Manny's, so they're not tied to a loser baby daddy. Applies in real life too, because I've seen too many teen moms stuck raising a child and the dad leaves them eventually. For the TV show, I feel like every pregnancy ending in abortion would like not be great for the TV show. I mean, the drama of it all, like, if everyone was to lead to an abortion, what's the point of doing it, you know? I'm trying to think of all the pregnant teens we had in all of Degrassi. One of the twins from Degrassi Classic, she had an abortion. Manny also had an abortion. Liberty did give birth, but she gave her baby up for adoption. And now we have Jenna who's giving birth, and it's looking like she's gonna keep it. So I feel like every time we've had a pregnancy in Degrassi, we've gone up a level. We went from abortion to adoption to cohabitation. Is that the right word? What the fuck am I talking about? I thought Anya and the doctor were cute. I enjoyed the college storylines and I wish they were continued. The only college storyline that I liked personally was Paige going to college and flunking out, because it's so relatable and it was perfectly done. All the other college storylines weren't that great to me, and I feel like with the season 7 and 8 college students, Emma, Manny, Liberty, I guess Kelly too, they completely forgot they existed because we barely saw them in those seasons. So I mean, I like seeing them like kind of interact together, I guess, the older cast now that they graduated. But I mean, I've always been like, let's see what's going on in school. It's called Degrassi, you know? Allie and Peter should have been, I read Allie and Peter should have been, and I thought it was about to say together. But I think this actually might be worse. Allie and Peter should have been punished for distributing revenge porn of minors. Add Johnny in there too, because he did the same thing. I don't know law, but is it still like revenge porn of minors? Like, is the minor thing still important when the person putting it out is also a minor? I don't know law. But I mean, they should all be punished in some way. Like, a lot of them got the slap on the wrist. Like, I really don't even remember the punishment Allie got for sending Bianca's pictures. I don't remember. Besides getting in a fight with her. You know, I don't know. Whoa! This is long. I literally have a Google Doc called Unpopular Degrassi Opinions, so I felt like I had to submit one for you. Anyways, my unpopular opinion to share today is that Craig and Ellie were the only couple that I felt had good chemistry that carried across multiple episodes. I've watched the show at least 15 times, it's good for background noise, and I remember my first time watching the older seasons and thinking, why don't Craig and Ellie get together? It makes no sense why they both keep dancing around it, even though they're having all these cutesy moments and scenes when very obvious both of them feel a certain way. And everyone, I mean everyone, always says Ellie became unbearable when she starts to pine for Craig, as if Craig wasn't doing things to lead her on, question mark, question mark. Like the drum help and the acting like he was done with Manny, ignoring her phone calls, kissing her. Yes, on drugs, but hey, it happens. Drunk actions are sober thoughts. You can say, oh, she was overthinking everything he was doing because she was in love and he wasn't. Okay, but like, Craig still shouldn't have been acting the way he was with her sometimes if he didn't fucking want to be with her. IDK, but the friends to lovers trope is my fave, and I've always saw their connection. Even in a Hollywood episode, you don't get it. Gets me every time. IDK, maybe I'm biased because Ellie is my top 5 favorite characters and I relate to her in more ways than one, but I guess I'm the only one who thought them getting together made any sense. Just don't know why everyone puts all the blame on her, even though Craig played a huge role. Okay, love you and your vids. Sorry it's so long. I have no one to talk about Degrassi with. Same, sis. I literally don't talk to anyone about Degrassi but you guys. I can see it. Like, I mean, they did have chemistry, but for some reason, we don't really know, Craig never wanted to lock it down. Like, he was dealing with Ashley, and then dealing with Manny, and then dealing with that one black girl in Hollywood. Like, I don't know what it was that made Craig not want to actually date her. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if I've talked about, like, this in particular, but I don't think I ever put the blame on Ellie and just her. Me personally, I see online and stuff that people do that, but I think I've said that Craig is fucking playing with this girl. Like, I'm pretty sure I might have said that. I probably haven't. I don't even know. I've been doing this for a long time, but I do agree Craig does send out mixed signals. But Ellie, girl, you had Jimmy, and I feel like Ellie and Jimmy would have been so perfect, but she was so head over heels for Craig that she didn't even want to give Jimmy a chance. And Ellie was one of my favorites growing up, but I think I've talked about this as well rewatching the show. She's definitely not my favorite. Probably not my top 5. She might crack the top 10, I don't know. Ellie and Jimmy should have dated. Oh my god, I just said that. All of Manny's relationships are trash, but her and Spinner could have been cute. I literally just said Ellie and Jimmy should have dated, and I agree. It could have ended at all of Manny's relationships are trash. Period. Because her and Spinner, no. Some of the characters didn't deserve the redemption arcs that they got. I don't know why I look like that, because I agree. Jay, I know how much y'all love Jay, but fuck Jay. Fuck Jay. Fuck Jay. Fuck. Fuck Jay. Folly Jay should have been in the game. Who is Folly? Who is Folly? Is this a typo? I'm trying to think, is this like a ship name or is this a typo? I kind of want to start calling her Folly J now. Folly J should have been in-game. No other person, not Sev. Who is Folly? Oh, Fiona. Oh. I didn't realize till the end of it when it said Fiona. Because I was, okay, let me read it as a normal person now. Folly J should have been in-game. No other person, not Sav, not Blue, not Jane, and especially not Declan, would have given Holly J the love and respect she deserves. Declan can get the hell out of here and let Fiona and Holly J be happy. I actually really liked Declan and Holly J, and I felt like they were pretty good until Declan started doing some weird shit. I don't know how I feel about Fiona and Holly J potentially being a couple. I mean, we're just now seeing it, so maybe season 11, I might have some opinions, but Folly J sent me to the moon because I was so confused on what the fuck that was. I think Toby was a better friend to JT than JT was to Toby. I agree. I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier with like the heel turn. Not heel turn, because that's when someone turns from hero to villain. And JT was never a villain, but he definitely kind of got an ego after season 3, and he did kind of treat Toby trashily. I wish Liberty had her own real best friend. Maybe if Kendra stayed longer, we could have seen that happen. I agree. I mean, Liberty and Manny were always pretty good friends, but they didn't really interact as much. Definitely not as much as Manny and Emma. And they really tried to make it seem like in the season 7 finale when they graduated that they were this trio of friends who went through high school together and just helped each other out and was just like there for each other. No. Liberty never really had her rock. I mean, JT I guess was, but they were also dating. I mean, like a friendship. She never had that. I am on Degrassi Reddit a lot, and I see vastly different reactions to cheating based on the character's gender. From what I've seen, people are so willing to forgive Craig for cheating on Ashley, but they hate Jane for life for cheating on Spinner. And let's not forget that Spinner emotionally cheated on Paige, and he cheated on Darcy, but that seems to be water under the bridge for a lot of people. Me personally, it's fuck all of them. Yeah, I mean, cheating, you know, is a bad thing on both ends. I used to post my episodes on Degrassi Reddit, when I first started this series to like get some traction, get some people to look into it. But I don't really peruse Degrassi Reddit or Reddit in general, so I don't really know. Me personally, I didn't like that Craig cheated on Ashley. I might have said, actually, I lied. Maybe this is taking a shot at me because I'm pretty sure back then I said I didn't really care that Ashley cheated on Ashley because it was with Manny. Which, looking back on it, is a horrible thing to say. And I will like to retract that statement. And Manny is just as bad for going after Craig, knowing that he had a girlfriend. Maybe this was a shot at me, and I'm taking a shot. I got hit, and I'm gonna patch myself up and do better because it is a double standard, and not just Degrassi, but in life, society. Ashley isn't my favorite character, but she wasn't nearly as bad as people make her out to be, especially considering some of the other characters on the show. I mean, I don't think Ashley was bad, she was just annoying. In the Love Lockdown episodes where Declan returns, I feel like that could have been a great opportunity to talk about what true consent looks like, i.e. not continuing someone clearly says no. I know Holly J said that she didn't feel like it was rape, but he definitely crossed the boundary and it was super uncomfortable to watch. Honestly, the whole episode of him trying to get her alone just felt super creepy. I agree wholeheartedly. Talked about this a little bit earlier in the video, but yes, I agree. I like Holly J and Sav more than Anya and Sav, but dating your friend's ex is not a good look. I think I agree. Anya and Sav are very annoying. They were so on and off, but I'm pretty sure when Holly J started dating Sav, her and Anya weren't really like friends anymore. But I mean, still, like if I'm not friends with someone and their ex tries to like slide, I'm probably still gonna be like, yeah, you used to date my friend, and I don't know, that's kind of weird, you know? I knew you as my friend's boyfriend. I don't know if I can date you. So far, the Mandari siblings have my vote for the best siblings on the show, but maybe that's because we get to see more of their dynamic compared to other siblings. I agree. We see a lot of them on the show. They're both main characters. We see a lot of their school life and home life. I'm trying to think of other siblings in the show. We have Darcy and Claire, but we never really got them together at Degrassi because literally as soon as Claire got to Degrassi, Darcy went to freaking Kenya, Africa. We had Spinner and Kendra. Let's not even talk about that. But yeah, I agree. Unless we get some more siblings later down the line, they are definitely the better ones. Oh yeah, Declan and Fiona. But we know how that went. I'm not sure if this is unpopular, but I really like Sean and Ellie together. Oh my god. Y'all really, I mean, I guess it's not unpopular because so many people really like Sean and Ellie together. And I mean, I'm not mad at it. I can see why y'all think that. A lot of the guy characters get a pass for doing way worse things than a lot of the girl characters have done. I 100% agree. Mia was boring, but I still felt bad for her when people like Darcy, Holly J would judge her for being a teen mom. I agree, like, Mia is definitely the most mid character of all the show, but yeah, she shouldn't be made fun of for being a teen mom. Like, girl, I don't know what I'm doing. Jane was Spinner's best relationship. They went through a lot together. Spinner with cancer, Jane with football and her dad, and they were very supportive of each other. I just wish he hadn't cheated on him, but overall, I liked them a lot and they seemed pretty stable. I agree. I think I remember Miriam McDonald saying that she didn't feel like Emma's eating disorder storyline wasn't fleshed out enough, and I happen to agree. It sort of felt rushed. She talked about how her sister died from an eating disorder and how Miriam herself also struggled with one when she was on the show, and she felt like the writers didn't do the story justice. I can see that because after that storyline, we don't really hear much of it again. I think maybe Peter mentioned it like the season after it, like, oh, have you been eating or something like that, but other than that, we didn't really see much more about it or her talking about her progress with, you know, getting better. So I can definitely see that. Seasons 8, 9, and 10 Claire all felt like different people. I honestly agree because the season 10 Claire compared to season 8 especially, like, girl, who is that? Who is you? Go, who is you?
I'm your grandmother.
You know what? I shouldn't be saying this because why is another bad behavior clip from Dr. Phil going viral? Like, we already had Cash Me Outside like 10 years ago. Why is Oh Who Is You going viral? I don't like that. And I hate that I quoted it. Paige and Alex were better as friends than as a couple. I don't know how I feel about that statement. I liked them as friends and as a couple. Probably one of the few couples that I actually kind of liked. Only didn't like that Paige was so insecure about dating a girl, but other than that, I mean, it's her first girlfriend, so of course she felt like that. But I liked them as a couple. I wish that they developed Manny and Liberty's friendship more. I talked about this. Also, kind of wish that Manny and Emma eventually decided to stop being friends, or at least not be as close, and that Manny and Liberty would become best friends. I guess what I'm saying in all these words is that I like Manny and Liberty's friendship more than Manny and Emma's. I literally talked about this, how like I think Liberty and Manny were good friends, we just didn't really see them a lot. And yeah, Manny and Emma had so many bouts, like y'all, I'm surprised y'all still friends. Maybe Peter's girlfriends leaving him for different continents was his karma for being such a bad person in his earlier years on the show. Karma's a bitch. I agree. Danny got the Liberty treatment. Storyline wise, both deserved a lot better. Shantae as well. I agree. Danny didn't really get much. I mean, he got a lot more in his first few seasons than he did after like season 8 when he became like a football player. He started dating Liar Leia really, but that's it. He did kind of change personality wise a little bit. I mean, I always really liked Danny, but yeah, his character did kind of like disappear almost. Shantae low-key ran that whole school. She was getting insider gossip, starting a post-it note version of Twitter in the girls' bathroom, trying to get everyone's school's clubs back. She was working behind the scenes. I mean, I can see that. Like, we may not see everything Shantae's doing, but she always got the tea. She always know who was dating who, what's going on in the school. Like, she always knows what's happening. You always need that friend who just has the inside scoop, because as much as I don't be like plugged into it all, I still want to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I could write an entire dissertation on how Degrassi did its black characters dirty. Go ahead and write it and send it to me so I can read it. Holly J and Fiona have one of my favorite friendships on the show. I love how they started like enemies to friends. It was like enemies to lovers, but friends. I mean, kind of lovers, because Fiona loved Holly J like that. Damn. Didn't mean to do that. Holly J was a better queen bee than Paige. I think Paige was a lot more softer. Like, Holly J went hard season 7 and 8 and a little bit of 9. Like, she went hard. Like, Paige would go hard, but she still had a soft spot, you know? Holly J was a better queen bee. Like, B as in B-I-T-C-H. But Paige was like a queen bee because she, like, everyone knew that she kind of like ran the school. And like, they didn't really fight her on that. And she also wasn't just like outwardly mean. She would like throw shade and you wouldn't realize it until like the next day. You'd be like, oh, she said that to me and I didn't even realize that was rude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think JT always loved Liberty, even when they were in middle school, but he was just so obsessed with popularity at first that he probably didn't want to admit it. Not surprised, I agree.
Hey, Liberty girlfriend.
I just rewatched that episode recently and I died. Like, why did Jamie Lee Curtis do all that? JT and Dave are actually pretty similar in character, but one of them is loved and the other not so much. I think Dave tried too hard. Like, Dave tried way too hard. JT wanted to be popular, yes, but he wasn't gonna sell his dignity to do so. He wasn't gonna fucking pee himself. What did he do? He like peed in a bottle or something? I don't know. Dave, don't get me started. I think JT's attraction to Manny was lustful at first, as it only started after she changed her style, but I do think he cared for her as a person, and he was one of the only people who didn't shame her when she was in the cheating scandal. But overall, I think his connection / attraction to Liberty was much deeper than outward appearance. Although she's gorgeous, he really loved her as a person. I mean, this is a perfect little paragraph. I agree. JT was always, I feel like, a pretty good boyfriend. I'm trying to think, like, did he do anything crazy? But I mean, like, literally, he was slanging that dope to make money for his kid. Like, a single dad who works 2 jobs, who loves his kids and never stops. That was JT. I mean, he wasn't a single dad because he had Liberty, but whatever. Mia was essentially a rebound girl for both of her boyfriends. JT was still in love with Liberty when they were together, and Peter was still in love with Darcy when they were together. Peter even said that to her face. Damn, rip her a new one. Oh my god, I love that phrase, rip her a new one. That's a top tier quality white person phrase. I'm gonna rip you a new one. Oh my god, I agree with your statement. I don't know why I just got on that tangent, but I agree with your statement. Although I don't condone cyberbullying, I think that experiencing it was ultimately what drove Holly J to become a better person. I agree. The whole I hate Holly J. I hate Holly J. I hate Holly J. I mean, yeah, it's bad, but I feel like that was the moment where she really sat down, was like, damn, like all of these people really dislike me because of stuff I've done to them, and I need to change. Jane and Holly J underrated friendship. I agree. I almost forgot they were friends until I saw this. It's like once people leave the show, they just kind of like disappear off the face of the earth. Like Holly J has not mentioned Jane since she left the show, and they were literally like this. Oh my god, not the scissors. They were like this. Literally how Holly J and Fiona are now, that's how Holly J and Jane were. The Stews / Janie and the Stews were the best Degrassi band. I don't know, I kind of like Craig's band. He had a couple bops. And I like the Ashley one. The Ashley one. When Ashley and Hazel and Paige and Ellie came together for that one episode, I like that one. I feel like all the bands have a couple bops. I don't know which one I like best though. The bad girls really can't fight, but the good girls can. Alex lost against Emma in a fight. Bianca lost against Allie. I mean, Emma really did drag Alex all the way up and down the boulevard. And I feel like Bianca and Allie's was kind of a tie. Allie did get her with the trash can. So, I mean, maybe that sent her over the top. I feel like Allie is an archetype of Manny, and in some ways, so is Bianca. Ooh, I can see it. Like, Allie is definitely like trying to like be this cool girl who gets with guys, who has a boyfriend. Like, Manny wanted that. Like, her purpose of becoming hot was to get with a guy named Sully. Remember Sully? And then Bianca, I mean, I don't know. Bianca reminds me more of Alex. Like, I mean, Alex wasn't as promiscuous as Bianca, but like that whole vibe they give off is kind of similar. Holly J should have been at that self-esteem seminar that Allie and Bianca had to go to. And the boys definitely should have had their own damn self-esteem seminar. Holly J, what did Holly J do to need to be in there? I'm trying to think. And yeah, definitely the boys should have had their own one, because who's hooking up with girls? Like, it takes two to motherfucking tango. Like, what you mean? I wish we got to see more of Liberty's POV of her own pregnancy. They focused a lot on JT. Bruh, I swear on everything I love, I remember season 5, we had the episodes finding out she was pregnant, and we literally did not see her again until she was having the baby. Like, we just would see her throughout the episodes in the background, or she would talk to someone pregnant. No updates. How's the doctor's visits? How's, you know, your mom or whatever. Like, let me not get started because I've already been filming for an hour and we still have like 30 to go. Anya should have fought Holly J, like physically fought her at times. I'm honestly surprised no one ever tried to in the beginning. I mean, not everyone's a beat a bitch down type of person. Not everyone trying to be on baddies. Holly J definitely probably deserved like a slap, but it wasn't going to be from Anya, because I don't think Anya about that life. Paige becoming a flake in her post-grad years was a disservice to her arc. By flake, do you mean like fluke? Or flunk? Flake? What do you mean by flake? Because she quit college and started doing fashion? I don't know what you mean by this. If you submitted this, post in the comments what you mean, because I don't really get it. I actually really like the fact that Emma and Spinner end up together. Oh my god. Y'all, the one Degrassi propaganda I won't stand for is that Emma and Spinner getting married was a good thing. Y'all will never convince me. I will stand up right now. Hold on. I'm not wearing pants, so I'm going to stand up without exposing myself. You guys will not convince me that Spinner, Mason, and Emma Nelson should be a married, legally married couple. And nothing will convince me unless you send me a check for some money, and it has to be a lot. Next, Terry should have come back for an appearance in season 5. Honestly, she should have came back for an appearance anytime while her class was still on the show, because why not? She got better and she just dipped. Okay. Oh, Sean and Emma should have been in game. I thought that said Sean and Ellie, and I was about to say another one of you guys. But this is Emma. So we have like, I should have been keeping tally of who was Sean and Ellie versus Sean and Spinner. Oh, whoa. Sean and Ellie versus Sean and Emma. I should have kept a tally. Darcy should have had a few more appearances during Claire's time on Degrassi over the phone or something. That's true. I just really want to know like what Darcy would think of her sister, like doing all the stuff that she does. Like Darcy got into some stuff at Degrassi, but Claire is getting into some stuff and she needs some help. Zane should have had a separate storyline outside of Riley as well. Yeah, I really honestly wish so, because I think Zane is adorable. I think he's lovely, and I don't know. He was added into the intro in the second half of season 10, but I feel like we barely saw him. And he was always with Riley. Like, what does Zane do on his off time, you know? Peter's version of the theme song is the best one. Is that season 8? Or is that season 9? I don't know. I really like season 3's because it's like a mixture of like season 1 and 2 and then like this 80s funk or something. I don't know. And then this is another one of my unpopular opinions. I don't mind the instrumental that they use for the season 6 and 7 intro. I don't mind it at all. I really like the season 6 and 7 intro. It is very different from what we got previously and even what we got after, with them like breaking the fourth wall with the camera. But I really love how they had like their moments behind them. Always thought that was really cool. Yeah, I'm surprised no one submitted anything about the theme song or the intros or anything. This is the first one and we are on number 80 out of 99. I kind of hate JT and Liberty together. Damn. I mean, I definitely don't hate it. This is very mean. Oh god. But Terry's fall when Rick pushed her made me laugh. Because of how unnatural she landed. I mean, she did kind of land like a corpse. But I mean, she was what? Like 15? Come on. They're kids. They probably didn't even have like a stunt double. Whoa. Girl. I said one. I said unpopular opinion. This title does say unpopular opinions. But I said one. I'm gonna just quickly read these. Emma and Spinner are actually a good couple. No. Liberty and Toby should have been a couple for a while. No. Spinner's sister should have been a main character. Yes. They shouldn't have killed off Rick. It would be interesting to see what would have happened. But I mean, he would have been like in jail or something. Sean should have died in the shooting instead. No! No! Why would you say that? Maybe not unpopular. Craig should have been bisexual and dating more. I would have loved that so much. Shantae should have left the show. She was not being used. I mean, I guess. Spike should have divorced or separated from Snake after he cheated. Well, I have to read the rest of this to see what you say. And the two of them should have started dating while Emma was dating and into Peter. No Sean in this world to break them up. Oh, because he died. This causes issues because... Ew! That would cause issues. Because what... Oh, no, it wouldn't cause issues. Wait. No, Snake dating Hatilekos while Emma is dating Peter. Emma's not technically his daughter, so I mean, I guess it wouldn't be weird, but what? Eventually they would break up and Snake would find his way back to Spike. The best thing you put on here was the Craig bisexual. Does Craig not give bi king energy? Like, what? Ashley had all the right to be mopey and sad and everything else she was in season 3. Craig played in that girl's face and there was no consequences for him. Folks gotta lay off my girl. Damn. You ready to go to war for your girl, I see you. I really should have been rewatching Degrassi episodes a lot earlier. Because, I mean, I know I don't really care for Ashley. I don't really like her emo phase. I feel like she's a tryhard. I just really don't remember much of what Ashley did. Because, like, I do these episodes and then I don't watch them again. Because, I don't know, like, I used to rewatch Degrassi all the time in my free time. But now I don't because I only do it for YouTube. So, I don't know. I don't know. Of all the OG girlies, Paige had the best heart. It was probably the only girls besides Terry in the earlier seasons. Did you watch Degrassi season 1? Paige was the biggest hater of Terry. After season 1, I think Paige got better. But that first season, I don't know if y'all watched season 1 recently. But Paige was a hater. Not only of Terry, but of Ashley. Hater. Spencer and Emma are a good couple. Get out my face. Fiona is the best queer character of the entire Degrassi franchise. Side note, so excited for you to finally make it to this point. Thank you. We haven't had many queer characters. I feel like we're probably going to get more as the seasons come. I mean, my favorite personally is Marco, just because I love me some Marco Del Rossi, but I like Fiona too. Emma and Spencer, where are you guys? Where are you? You folks. What? Emma and Spencer were good together. I think that where they both were at individually in their lives made sense. What? Like, I don't get it. I mean, I'm doing a lot. I'm being dramatic for the video. Like, of course you can think that Spinner and Emma were a great couple. I just really don't. Season 3 is the best season of OG TNG. A lot of people say season 4 is the best, but the second half of that season, especially the Mr. Oleander storyline, brings it down for me. Not going to talk too much about this because I am doing a ranking seasons video where I will do that. I actually kind of like Emma, ... Damn, the ... makes it seem like you were like, I really like Emma. She has her moments where she's like pretty cool, but I feel like the moments where she's not cool is like outweighing the moments where she is. All right, this one's kind of long, so I didn't want to read all of it because my mouth is getting dry. I do have water here though, so I should probably be drinking it. But the TLDR of this post is that Ashley isn't really the worst character, and that Emma has done way more problematic stuff, but Ashley gets the most hate. And the end of season 3 really sent her on a bad trajectory. Well, I feel like I couldn't say that. Shawty was on ecstasy, y'all. Can we just forgive, forget, and move on? That's what the post said. I've been struggling with Ashley in this whole video because I genuinely do not remember anything. But I love that we have some Ashley fans in the chat. The OG classes, like season 2 cast, is better than the season 10 classes. That may be my nostalgia brain speaking, but I was more invested in their lives and storylines than the later ones. Season 10 was still an interesting season though. I guess I can agree, and that's only because I've only ever watched like the OG cast, but I feel like this new cast is pretty good too. They're all pretty entertaining. They are multi-layered. I do feel like season 10 has a lot more cast members than like the earlier seasons. I don't know if it's just me. I just feel like there's a lot of characters in these newer seasons. I don't know if that's just me though. Eclair is overrated. Eli should have had another good relationship with someone else on the show. Like, I'm tired of Claire. I mean, I don't know if this is a spoiler. I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm a Sean and Emma stand for life. Blah, 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 blah. There's another fucking Spinner and Emma. Okay, we get it, y'all. We get it. You like them. I'm so kidding. I'm so kidding. Like, please, I'm kidding. Why do I feel like I have a lazy eye? I fear the only Manny relationship I was invested in with her and JT, and he blew that like a doofus. But like, they could have been really cute together, and I've never vibed with her relationships with others. Craig, Spinner, creepy Professor J. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess JT was her best relationship, but I didn't really care for that one either. So Holly J development is crazy, and season 7 was a mean girl. Now in season 10, she's literally one of my favorite Degrassi girls. I agree. Declan creeps me out. Students were getting held back a grade way too much at Degrassi. I hate Drew and Bianca together. Who got held back? The only people I can remember getting held back was Spinner and Jimmy because of the whole shooting thing. Like, Spinner was expelled for a while, so he missed a grade pretty much. And then Jimmy missed so much class that he had to repeat. And Drew and Bianca, I don't really care for them either. Whoa, this is long. Actually, I feel like I'm not giving a good summary of this, so I'm just gonna read it because people submitted these and I should read them all because I appreciate every single one of you. And this is the second to last one, so. Ellie is so overrated. I've never understood the love of her outside of seasons 1 and 2. I loved her style and for the most part her early plots. Her self-harm plot, her relationship with Sean. That's an interesting way to spell Sean. But I found her incredibly irritating when it came to Marco's coming out storyline. In my opinion, she should have been much more patient with him whenever it came to fake dating. She's alternative in the early 2000s. There's no way she never felt with bullying herself. The real catalyst for her character downfall was her never-ending crush on Craig. It turned her into a pick-me. She was incredibly hateful towards Manny. Not to mention she almost completely dropped her alternative clothing style, which to me was one of the main things that drawn people to her character. I also found the actors acting to be boring and dry. The first season it worked because of the deadpan humor Ellie had, but as the seasons went on, it got more and more noticeable how limited of an acting range she had. Although I'm not an actor, and it's possible the scripts and storylines that they gave her wasn't giving her much to work with, either way, I can't help but skip any Ellie scenes, Ellie-centered episodes apart from season 1 and 2. Damn, y'all, if y'all understood how long it took me to read that, I honestly think I can't read anymore. But, I mean, I kind of agree. I've always said before doing the series that I loved Ellie, and I did like her in the first few seasons. But after, like, season 2, she does get kind of annoying, and I can see that. Y'all, we are finally here, our final submission. What if it's something like, Degrassi is the worst show ever? Final submission is better be good. I'm a big fan.